whether obviously we're excited we won the game, but win or lose, I can only say the same thing. It was a hard-fought game. I thought our guys played as hard as they could play against a team for a young group of guys that to do what South Carolina can do to you in terms of pressuring you the way they do, and I thought that they obviously were going to go after the younger guys and see if they could handle the pressure, and we didn't do a very good job. But our guys played really, really hard. I can't thank our fans enough. We got the best in the country, and we're going to need them all year. And I think they appreciate, and we told our team that if you want our fans to be with you, they appreciate hard work. And our guys really did try to play hard. And at the end, there's a lot of things that we didn't do right, but the effort was one of the first steps we got to get. Now we know we've got to get better at taking care of the basketball. But again, I thought both teams played their hearts out.
Coach, do you feel like after winning 2 games this week where they weren't great on offense, that your guys are learning, how to win and persevere?
Well, we've talked about that and trying to get them to understand that every possession matters and every possession can be a win and play at some point in time. But yeah, and we're still we've got a lot of things that we've got to get better with. But I do think that winning the way we've had to win these last 2 games shows them that nights when we're not making shots, and you can still win a basketball game.
Mike McCoy.
You turned to Drew Pember with about 14 minutes left. You guys down 8. Why was he your choice at that point? Just trying to find life, and what did you think of what he gave you?
Well, a couple things. One, I think Devontae, those young guys get in the game and they're trying to make some things happen. But we talk about the timeout, and we want guys to be aggressive, but you can't drive the ball hard and just throw the ball. You got, if you're going to, first of all, you got to learn to drive the ball to the rim. But at that point in time, Jordan Bowden was struggling, and he missed another layup, point blank layup, and I wasn't real happy with that, especially with a guy that's been here for 4 years. And Drew has really worked harder in practice, and we felt going in that we're in a position right now that if they do what we ask them to do in practice, we're going to give them a chance. And it was just a matter of when and where. But he came in and he passes the ball well. He handles the ball. Then as time went on, though, whether he got tired or whatever, they went at him hard, and he gave up some blow-bys, dribble, where he just wasn't guarding. That's where he's got to. If he can fix that, he can help us. But teams are going to continue to drive him until he proves he can stay in front of the ball. And but I thought his presence out there was good, and he's a skilled player. The 3 he made, he's capable of doing that. But he's capable. I like the fact he tried to take the ball to the rim like he did. And but what we're not going to do if Jordan Bowden's not playing, we're not going to leave him out there. We're not going to do it. I mean, he's going to have to. Again, we're going to give other guys a chance to miss some of those shots too, or take some of those shots. If they miss them, they miss them.
Rick, from your vantage point, what are you seeing in terms of Jordan Bowden's struggles, and what did you say?
You have to ask him. He took one really bad shot today. In the last game, I didn't think he pressed at all. Today, he looked like he was pressing again, but he's got to make layup. I mean, that's a layup. That's unguarded. He's got to make that. And I'm telling you that. I wouldn't say it, but I've already said it to him, so he knows how I feel about it. And but he doesn't have to force anything, but he's got to take open shots. Again, every guy on our team's got to take open shots. We're not going to stand there and do like we did in the Wisconsin game and not shoot the ball when we're open, because we've got guys that'll go try to rebound the ball. And but again, guys are open, we're going to shoot it. And I think we've got guys that can make shots, but they've got to do it when the lights come on.
West Grand Virginia.
Rick, what were your thoughts overall kind of on what Fulkerson gave you on both ends of the floor today? And then that play at the end when he drew that charge, how do you feel about a player doing that in that spot and kind of putting the refs in a tough position there?
Well, if he had to, he probably would have dunked the ball. I mean, he was going full speed. I mean, he had a tough matchup today. 2 older guys on the floor going at each other, and that's a tough matchup. But I told the guys at halftime he's got to get more touches, but he's got to want the ball. Where again, he just settles too much off the block, and in his mind he thinks he's a back to the back, and he's got to learn to get his angles. And we've told him that for 4 years, and until he learns to fight for that space, he got a little tired because that drive they had right down the middle, that was his breakdown on defense. And but you know what? He's got to be more active, wanting the ball, and we need to get it in there some to him. But he's got to give us the angle to do it. And did I answer your question? Overall, again, if he can give us a double-double every night, that's what we need from him. But in some ways, we need more. And what it would be probably more just from a defensive standpoint where there's no defensive breakdowns, because he's been here long enough to know the system and know that we just, in critical times, can't let a guy go score the ball because of bad coverage.
Y'all shot 53% at Missouri, 25% tonight. How far beyond just not hitting shots does that go? Is that all execution? Is that just shots not falling? Is it?
No, you guys, we had a bunch of good looks at it tonight. I mean, we did, and and again, we're not going to tell our guys not to shoot. We're just going to ask them if it's a good shot. If they take good shots, they got to take them. You got to shoot the ball. And I kept thinking, like most, we keep getting wide open shots. We got to do it. And then Eve turned it down. One, remember, drove in charge. That's where he's got to get better. Where he's got to have that little bit of a mid-range game. But it goes back. The biggest thing is, again, both teams turned it over, but we've got to. It's going to be good. I mean, you play against a team that tries to turn you over. The one thing we didn't do tonight, and we didn't do it the other night, we didn't have those what we call pick sixes when we turn the ball over and they get to go shoot uncontested layups. We didn't have any of those for the most part. And I actually told him that today. I'd rather have a 5-second count than throw the ball away, because you give them those easy baskets. Like all teams, we all need those.
Rick, right here. Maybe along those lines, is there a way that you can maybe create some easier looks at the basket for this team, or are you just kind of relegated to think that open jump shots and threes are going to be the way this team is successful?
Well, you're not going to get easy looks at the rim. I mean, you're going to have to work to get there. I mean, as much as you try to get to sneak some things in there, because it's hard. It's hard to do that. But again, open threes, we're going to have to take them. Hope you hit a better percentage than we obviously shot tonight. What you don't want is, what did Jordan Bowden go? What was he?
112 for
1 for 12. He's done 1 for something. That's where I would say. And again, I'll look at it and see. But I thought, for the most part, he took decent shots. The one I know he didn't. I mean, he wasn't even close. And so some of those need to. That's what we told the team to have. At some point in time, our post guys do have to touch it, but they're going to have to work to get their position, because if they don't, they're going to get pushed off the block. We came out the second half, tried to punch it right into Folke. He allowed the guy just to walk him 4 feet off the block. That's where I've got to do a better job teaching him how to get those angles. Even though we've talked about it for 4 years, at some point in time, he's got to want the ball where he knows he can get some quick ups with it.
You did get to the bonus. You were in the bonus, I think 13 and a half minutes left, double bonus midway through the second half, and that was kind of the difference in the game, the free throw discrepancy there. Was that a concerted effort to try to get to the line because y'all weren't scoring?
We feel against South Carolina, you've got to try to get to the line 25 plus times if you can. If not, they're just going to manhandle you if you don't drive the ball hard and try to put fouls on them, because they're going to challenge every bounce. They're going to reach. They're going to do the things that Coach Martin, I mean, there's not a better defensive coach in the country, and there's not a team that does what he wants on the defensive end like he wants them to do it. And again, they realize, again, that, like I think most coaches that believe in defense, you can win with defense if you're not making shots. And but we've got to get better, and these young guys are going through some things that they've never gone through before. This is Josiah James's third conference games, Santiago's and Drew, they're going through some things here for the first time, and I'm just proud of the way they played. They competed. We weren't perfect by any stretch of the imagination. I thought our fans were great. I think that I've said before, we're going to need them all year, but I think our fans appreciate guys are going to give it everything they have, and I thought tonight our guys maybe did it as much as any game all year.